Hello, this is the review of the Rotring 600 fountain pen review. This is the rare version. This was prior to Newton takeover in 1997, so this is one of the rarer Rotring 600 fountain pens. This is evidenced by the knurling and the nib section. So in terms of details, you can see it has Rotring on the clip. The clip is movable. You can remove the clip, and you have the red Rotring 600. This is the silver edition, and you can change depending on the kind of nib you have, the indication on the finial on the top. So this is a fine nib, so I have it as fine. And the bottom doesn't do anything. So, and on the top finial, there's nothing on the bottom, it says fine, the nib, describing the nib. And yeah, it's like a blue F on it. This is very classic, and this is a fully metal pen, so there's some heft to it, and you can see some knurling on both sides of the pen. Now, as I was saying, the knurling that you see in the nib section is evidenced by that this is a rare version. So the 1997 and beyond Rotring 600s had not a knurling nib section. That's how you know this is a prior to 1997, and that knurling makes it very comfortable. And as you can see on the nib, there's that fine engraving. There's no other engraving besides just that F on the side, and it's a plastic feed. And this has some feedback, and the knurling is just very comfortable. This is a 6-faceted pen. It's fully metal. This is a cartridge converter, but it's not an international cartridge converter. This holds the Schmidt converters or the Graphene Faber-Castell or Faber-Castell converters. So keep that in mind. This is not international cartridge converter. And as you can see, the inside is metal. Everything is just metal, so it's like built for quality. And as you can see, the thing I like the most, as I mentioned again, is the knurling. When you hold it, it makes it very comfortable. There's no slippery, there's nothing like that. It's like the grip is great. Just like my Rotring 800 pencils I have and my Rotring 600 mechanical pencils as well. I love the knurling. And you can post this very securely. I mean, it gets pretty heavy and still back heavy because it's a fully metal pen, as you would expect. But if you have a bigger hand, then you can definitely post this. Keep in mind the weight. And capping it is a little bit hard sometimes because there's some motions you have to do. It doesn't like automatically cap on each facet, if that makes sense. And yeah, this pen is really cool. I've been in the market for it for a while at a good price, and I was able to finally get it. And I'm glad that I was able to finally get it. Now this is compared to some other pens. This is the Lime 2000. This is the Blue Bauhaus. Just for general comparisons. This is the Pilot Custom 823 in a demonstrator finish. So the pen is like sized pretty well. And this is the Pelican 805. As you can see, it's pretty much the same length as the Rotring 600. So in terms of the market, it is pretty well sized, so it's good for most people. And it's not too thin either. It's not like dirty either. It's just medium size. I'm just comparing it to Lime 2000, Pilot Custom 823. And the nib is certainly not, it's a steel nib, so it's not the best nib. But it's still a good nib in my opinion. It's good for like everyday like throw around pen because it's very durable material. And as you can see, the nib isn't that big. And I just like this pen because I can just use it as just a throw around pen. I don't have to worry about damaging or anything like that. And the nib is good enough for just having it used as a daily pen. Now I have the Lime Safari just for the nib comparison. You can see that it's even smaller than the Lime Safari. And I'm not even going to compare it to the Lime 2000 because it's like a very small gold nib. But as you can see, compared to the Lime Safari's steel nib, it is rather very small. But doesn't take away from the nib. I like the nib. It has feedback to it, certainly. But it is not like a terrible nib. It is certainly like a good nib for what it is, which is a steel nib. And yeah, I enjoy this pen. I'm glad I was able to finally get it. Now, in terms of, as I mentioned, the mechanism, the what I don't have like a when I bought this from a secondhand, they didn't bring a converter with it, so I just they provide this cartridge converter. I mean this cartridge, so I decided to just use this. And as you can see in the video, this was my first time inking it up, and I should have been more careful. And I just put ink everywhere. Now let's get into the experience of writing sample. As you can see, this is a fine nib, this is a Western fine, and there's definitely feedback, but it's not just terrible, it's not tootiness to say. There is definitely feedback. The feedback is similar to like Mont Blanc feedback, if you think about it, but a little bit more. And depends on the paper as well. Like here I'm using my Tomoe River 52 GSM, and on this paper it's not that bad actually, but on like a regular paper then it might actually be smoother. So it depends on the paper you use, but if you use this on like a Rhodia, it's gonna feel terrible, I feel. So, but it depends on the paper. And reverse writing is actually not bad. It's a little scratchy, like, but that's to be expected. This is a fine nib after all, and there's no line variation. This is a very like hard fine nib, steel nib, and this is good for people that enjoy like sailor feedback or platinum feedback. This is similar feedback in my opinion, but sailor is like very smooth but audible feedback. But in this case, it's both. Now, in terms of pros and cons, let's get into the first pro. In my opinion, it's just that durable. That factor is really important because you can just throw this around, and this is what Rotring is known for. That's why I have their mechanical pencils as well. And the fact this is rare. As I mentioned, this is prior to 1997 version, so this is rarer than the one that's post, and that's why I like this, because of the knurling. The one that's 1997 onwards don't have the knurling section. And the nib section, as I mentioned, is my favorite part of the pen. Next is one of the cons is that the nib has feedback. So if you definitely don't like feedback, it's not pen for you. It also has a weight to it, which is also like a given with this pen because it's a fully metal pen. So you definitely have to be good with that. And the price. It's a $270 pen. That's after shipping and fees and everything combined. So I thought at that price was a really good deal for this pen, and it's in like a really great condition as well, as you can see. So in the end, I thought it was worth that $270, and I already have 3 other Rotring like mechanical pencils, so I thought I wanted the fountain pen from them, and I was waiting for a good price for this knurling version. I didn't want other versions where the nib section isn't that great, so I waited until I found a great price for this, and I'm glad that I was able to pick it up for $270, which is a great deal in my opinion. And obviously, like, you can get a great gold nib, you can get a Lamy 2000, you can even get a Pelican Mate 5 in the secondary market for $270. So this is not for people that want a great fountain pen per se for writing experience. This is for people that like Rotring fountain pen, that like Rotring brand in general and want to have a fountain pen from them. So that's the distinction I want to make sure everyone's clear. I would not recommend this if you do not have a good gold nib already, or if you do not have an established fountain pen like using case already. Like if you don't have a good throw around gold nib, if you don't have a good like meme level gold nib, such as like Pelican Mate 5, probably custom made 3 and whatnot, then I would not recommend this, because you can do better for this price. $270 is a good price, and usually it goes even higher for at this condition. Like this is brand new basically, and it's $270. But like you can go up to $300, $350, $400, and at those prices it is not worth it. This is only worth it for like memorabilia purposes if you like Rotring really much, and just like I do, and that's why I bought it, because I'm a big fan of Rotring 600 series. I have 2 of the Rotring 600 mechanical pencils, and I have one of their Rotring 800 mechanical pencils as well. So I thought it was a great idea to buy it. But thank you for watching. Have a great day.